As the world celebrates International Women's Day, two women are at the forefront of wildlife conservation in Samburu County. Antonella Lekumoisa and Celina are rangers who monitor wildlife while engaging communities in a bid to reduce human-wildlife conflict. Mashirima Kapombe was in Meibae conservancy and now highlights their story of hope as women in Samburu now have a place at the decision-making table.
A new day at the Meibae conservancy in Samburu County. It's market day and everyone is busy buying and selling. A section of women take their place to ensure that no one goes hungry. Meanwhile, others are taking the lead in wildlife conservation. 26-year-old Antonella Lekumoisa's day starts at 6 a.m. A female ranger in Meibae conservancy. Her duties involve security patrols, monitoring wildlife, collecting relevant data for analysis, and resolving human-wildlife conflict. A single mother of one, she always wondered what it would be like to work amongst men, more so, take the lead within her community.
Samani hata mtu mwanamke kuongea mbele ya wanaume ni mbaya, hata kuruhusu hata kama uko samani kabisa uwezi pewa uongee, lakini hata wanaweza kukwambia uongee ukikaa chini. Mwanamke hafai kusimama mbele ya wazee.
Culture and a teenage pregnancy almost stopped her from achieving her dream, but a job offer following the death of her father reignited her childhood ambition once again.
Nilikuwa napenda tu nikiona maaskari vile wanafaa hiyo uniform yao ni kama inapendeza, alafu pia nilikuwa napenda kubeba bunduki.
In October of 2015, she joined the Meibae conservancy as a ranger, the second woman after Celina, a radio operator who was barely 2 months on the job. The reception from her male colleagues was not what she expected.
Penye nilienda first time, nilikuwa naogopa pia kukaa ndani ya wanaume. Nilikuwa napenda kufuata huyo msichana mwenye ako radio room, ndio nilimkuta yeye akiwa hapo. But vile nimekaa nimewazoea hadi sasa hata msijui kukaa na wanawake.
Her passion in the field is indisputable. Her day starts at 6 a.m. Depending on her schedule, she is almost always in the field monitoring the animals.
Tunaenda patrol mguu na tunarudi jioni. Ama ile siku tunataka kwenda mahali mbali, so inabidi twende na gari.
On this day, Antonella is monitoring the elephants and gravy zebra. No elephants are in sight, but the dung on the ground is an indicator they have been here. After surveying the surroundings, she spots the gravy zebra. She then checks the GPS location and steps out for a closer look. The data is compiled and the reports are sent to her superiors.
And when you were reckoned to stand by.
Celina was the first woman to be employed at the conservancy, a 26-year-old mother of 3 whose dream was to become a teacher.
That is a primary teacher. But so unfortunate, I had the challenge of school fees.
Not one to give up easily, she came looking for a job at the conservancy. As luck would have it, they needed an extra hand in the radio room.
I report and communicate with my rangers if there are some emerging issues, if there are some incidences, and afterwards I report back to NRT.
Celina's and Antonella's duties are correlated. Antonella's monitoring of the situation on the ground is reported to Celina and she acts on it if need be.
I communicate with them that elephants are located in a certain area, so they should divert alongside or against such points.
Both women are passionate and their male colleagues have embraced them fully. But not everyone was welcoming.
Wanasema wameemployiwa ni mwanamke atafanya nini and so on. Naenda nipate tu mwingine tu mkubwa hapo wa community village tu hapo. Sasa wanaambia tu unajua sasa hata huyu msichana hata akiwa nini akisema kitu mnafaa kusikia.
The greatest challenge, however, has been personal, more so for Antonella, especially when she encounters cases of human-wildlife conflict.
Community huwa wanakuja na hasira nyingi sana, wamekasirika sana, wanataka kupiga hata sisi, lakini tunawatuliza tu hadi naambia tu poleni.
But it is what she sees in such cases that gives her sleepless nights.
Nikapata mama mzee ameuliwa na ndovu. Sasa kuona huyo mama nilisikia vibaya. Juu hiyo time nikiona mtu kama huyo usiku siwezi lala.
Despite all this, Antonella plans to engage in wildlife conservation for the foreseeable future, as she believes her duties are important in keeping wildlife safe, as the communities involved value them. As for Celina, her passion is still teaching, but she is conflicted as wildlife conservation has grown on her. Involvement of women in conservation has elevated their status in a community where for a long time they were only seen, rarely heard. But it is because of these women that community decisions must include their voices to succeed. A State of Conservancies report by the Northern Rangelands Trust that supports 39 community conservancies in the country shows that cases of elephant poaching for ivory were reduced to nil in 2020. Because of the efforts of rangers like Antonella and Celina, security has also improved in communities living within the conservancies. 77% of livestock reported stolen in NRT member conservancies have been recovered and returned to their owners. However, human-wildlife conflict remains a concern. Electrical fencing options at critical grazing, water and settlement areas being explored as they are the hotspots for the conflict. Mashirima Kapombe, Citizen TV.